Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. It's one of those days. Rant. Apologies for any profanity, overly descriptive detail, or length. This is an attempt at reducing the weight that I'm feeling right now. It has been 7 months since my D-Day. I'm not sure if that's the reason why, but this morning I woke up at 5:30 a.m. in an absolutely stinking mood. Today I've tried to stay productive, overall a solid day thus far. But my god, I cannot stop ruminating about my ex, her AP and the AP's BS. We were a group of friends mainly consisting of couples. This time last year, my ex of 4 years, F24, and I, M26, came to look after my mum after she had cancer treatment. Whilst my mum was in hospital, my ex thought it was a good idea to tell me that she's been messaging a chap that she had feelings for, not the affair partner, different guy. I was stunned but far more focused on the situation at hand. We talked about it and she decided that she'd rather stick with me for now. Fast forward a month. Ex goes back home to take some exams in June, so for the first time in 3.5 years, we were in a long-distance relationship. We lived together in uni and afterwards I lived with her family. Pretty much inseparable up till that point, possibly codependent. Before coming back home, my life was a ducking void. I'd finished uni, gotten pretty deep into my overdraft, sorted now, working shit jobs that I hated, couldn't drive and had very little self-esteem. Living with her family was wonderful. They were a big family, full of energy and love. I felt welcome, but I was completely isolated from my friends and loved ones. With this in mind, sometime in September I told my ex that I'd like to stay with my mum for longer, at least a year. That way I can look after her, get my finances in order and learn to drive. For some reason my ex took this as I'm gonna dump you at some point and went to go stay with the AP, his BS and their kid. I thought nothing of it, completely trusted both my friend and ex. They were in a band together, we all hung out and spent holidays together. My ex and I were godparents to AP's kid for duck's sake. Anyway, let's do another time hop to November. Our 4-year anniversary is coming up, but not before D-Day. I get a phone call from my ex, who has been staying with the AP's family for 3 months now, rent-free, whilst only the BS goes to work. She's breaking up with me because of distance and our overall relationship experience. I asked to have some time to process what has been said and she agrees. We call on D-Day, she informs me that she's been sleeping with AP whilst BS was at work. All unprotected, which shattered me. My ex was up until that point, the woman that I'd have liked to have had a child with. I'm told she isn't pregnant, but I wouldn't be shocked if I was lied to again. I tell her to inform AP that he needs to tell BS before I do. That day my ex leaves AP's, finally, AP tells BS and I immediately get a call from BS. We chat on the phone for most of her D-Day night. For additional context, I live in a different country to my ex, AP and BS. I posted mildly about it in this sub before. Myself and BS bonded over the fact that our partners were assholes, plus we were friends beforehand. It was nice to have someone that understood the pain of this precise situation. We were angry at the same people. I should add, nothing happened between us. We discussed it but agreed that a chemical reaction in your brain is not a good enough reason to do the no-pants stance. Revenge seemed like an option, but logically, I'm not capable of looking after the child of BS, plus her and AP seemed like they are trying to work things out. I'm not gonna get in the way of that, even if I think AP is a seedy guy. Legit tried to use my ex and his star signs as a justification for having sex. He also bragged about having sex with my ex, ducking chimp. Anyway, after a few months of emotional support and the weaning off codependency, BS and I parted ways. I wished both her and AP well. It would have been messy for us to stay in touch and for me to actually visit her and AP. I'd probably vomit from pure rage if I saw AP. He said that I can take a swing if I wanted. I'm not ready to travel over 100 miles to batter someone that can't comprehend how his actions affect those around him. I collected my material possessions from the house my ex and I lived in. It didn't feel real at first, saying goodbye to her family and a house that I called home. We chatted for a bit, I kept the conversation light, threw a few cheater jokes in and we kissed. Anything more than that would have ruined me. By the time we said goodbye I'd lost all respect for her. I was devastated, but it was like talking to a stranger. I didn't know who this woman was anymore, yet it was still easy to smile and look her in the eye whilst speaking. So here I am, 7 months on, still processing the loss of my old life. Some days I'm completely liberated from emotional baggage, others I want to blow up the sun. However, I don't feel as fragile as when I first found out. It was like getting punched in the heart and stomach at the same time, most of the time. Couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, completely detached from the world outside of the betrayal I felt. So much rage, feels like a big hot ball in your stomach. It's still there, but not as large. I saw it in a meme, it had a much better explanation than what I've given. I'm not sure what my ex is up to these days. I blocked her and almost completely removed any trace of her existence from my life. I kept photos and a few bits and bobs. I'm from the school of thought where you need reminders of specific parts of your life. I miss her some days, but it's becoming less. I'm still angry, but I'm trying to exercise and work on myself. Definitely takes the edge off. I'm also quite lucky, since coming back home, I've had the opportunity to reconnect with friends that I almost lost, due to distance. I can help my mum out, who's in remission, so that's excellent, and I'm better off financially. Hopefully this is as beneficial to anyone reading as it was for me to write. Sorry again about the length, holy cow. She's not deserve your true love. Bees means what? Keep moving forward. Definitely in future you will get the best loyal life partner. Don't forgive her. And don't involve this type of person again in your life. Expose her to her family and friends. This is the real face of betrayal, friendship and love are also sexual addicted persons. Thank you, I mean there's gotta be someone for everyone. I'm optimistic. BS, betrayed spouse, I should have added that in the post TBH. So you are gonna bob and weave and cycle through the stages of grief and loss as your brain processes what happened. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You are already noticing the progress. Your ex sounds like a mess, good grief. Going to try to, I don't personally see another choice. At the beginning I thought it might be possible to salvage the relationship. Now, I see it for what it would essentially be. A long-distance relationship without trust. That seems like a recipe for more heartache. Thank you, it's a process, I've just got to do what I can when I can, keep my head down and forget my own path. I'm inclined to agree with you. Luckily enough, she's not my problem anymore. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.